eyes can see what I wanna be. Come and grab some color with me. We'll paint the city red. Don't care if you said, let's go for a ride.
Heaven knows where this went wrong, telling me to just move on, holding on to regrets we made. Now it's time to walk away.
Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are. Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are, who we are. It's not who we are, who we are, who we are, who we are. It's not who we are.
Why don't we start again? Did this back to terms we went far away from everything. It's all I need, yeah. So tell me lies, fantasize. We don't need to justify what you need. Ain't hard to find, but you won't find it here. Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are.
Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are, who we are. It's not who we are, who we are, who we are, who we are. It's not who we are, who we are, who we are, who we are. It's not who we are, who we are.
Sometimes you gotta leave the past behind just to find out where you're going. They try to tell you you should take your time, but inside your heart you know it. Don't try to stay. Sometimes you gotta leave the past behind. down, 'cause you know me through and through. When you are around, I see the stars come out for you. If we gonna set this fire, we gonna do it right, yeah. We keep it burning higher. We're gonna light this whole place up. And you know, when I'm with you, I am alive, alive. You make me feel you all the night, the night. The night. The night. You're giving me hope, and it's everything I need. I don't wanna go, I don't ever wanna sleep. If we gonna set this fire, we gonna do it right, yeah. We keep it burning higher. We're gonna light this whole place up. And you know, when I'm with you, I am alive, alive. You make me feel you all the night, the night. You pull me in, you make me shine, shine. You make me feel you all the night, the night. The night. The night. I can't help me dreaming now. I hope that I won't wake up. I can't help me dreaming now. I hope that before the sun goes down. I can't help me dreaming now. I hope that I won't wake up. I can't help me dreaming now. I hope that before the sun goes down. When I'm with you, I am alive, alive. You make me feel you all the night, the night. You pull me in, you make me shine, shine. You make me feel you all the night, the night. I can't help me dreaming now. I can't help before the sun goes down. You pull me in, you make me shine, shine. You make me feel you all the night, the night. I can't help me. I can't help me.
Wasn't you not around? Wasn't you not around? I didn't plan it, you know that. I didn't mean to hurt you, darling. I wasn't ready, we both weren't. But look at you, you're everything I want. Just give me another chance to show you. Please hear me. I'm just trying to tell you, come with me, and we'll be everything we want to. Just give me another chance. I know I should've known better. I know I should've never taken off. I know I should've known better. 'Cause when you're not around, everything feels wrong. When no one's ever treated me better, I guess I wasn't used to feeling good. I know I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone. treated me better. I guess I wasn't used to feeling alone. No, I should've known better, but I didn't know I loved you until you were gone.
Hello and welcome everybody to Cooking Up MS Awareness. My name is Chris Holland and I'm going to be your host for this evening. I am three-time champion of Food Network's Chopped. I am a proud supporter and a member of the Board of Trustees for the MS Society, and I also am a person living with MS. Our goal today is to show you how to prepare a couple of dishes that are friendly to people with MS, actually friendly to anybody who likes to eat healthy. The other goal is to actually make healthy food taste good, which can be a challenge, but I think we're up to it. And the final thing is to have some fun and raise some money. The MS Society is something that's really near and dear to my heart because they do a lot of work helping people like me. They just recently diagnosed the 1 millionth patient in the United States who lives with MS. So it's a disease that affects a lot of people. It doesn't just affect the patients with MS, it affects their caregivers and the people who live with them and love them. And it's a serious thing that deserves attention. And the attention is what the MS Society gives it. Through their work, they have poured money into research, which has led to the development of many new treatments. I myself have had MS for 15 years now, and when I was first diagnosed, your option was one of 3 treatments. Today, there's over 20, and it gives patients choices, and that's a big, the MS Society is a big reason for that. They're also consistently reaching out to the MS community, forming a community among patients like myself through outreach, through education, through things like this. They are a big part of this, and I want to take the opportunity to thank all of them, all of the people behind the scenes who have made this possible. So we're looking forward to it. We have some fun milestones. We were brainstorming on what we could do in order to raise some money. And one of the things that we came up with was that I think the first suggestion was that I could drink hot sauce, and I don't like hot sauce. So we came up with something I think is a little bit better. Bugs. I'm going to eat bugs. So good news, bad news. Good news is we've already raised $2,000 before the show's even begun, so I want to thank everybody for that. Bad news is that we've already raised $2,000, and now I have to eat a couple of different types of bugs to start off the show. So I'm going to eat one right now for you to start the show with a bang, and then as we go on, as we're cooking, I'll just pause it and I'll eat another one. I'll make sure you get your money's worth, I promise. So this is the first one. It doesn't look like anything special. I think the description on the package said ant wafer. So I can see inside there, it looks like there's a couple of ants in there. So bottoms up. It's actually pretty good. I like it. It's like Nestle Crunch, like the ants give it a nice texture in there. So I like that. That's good. I also want to tell you briefly about the non-bug related things that we're going to be doing tonight. We have some really cool prizes for donations. At the $50 mark, you get 5 of my recipes. Some of them are geared toward MS, some of them are not. Some of them are a little unhealthy, but they're good. And then at 75, you get another 6 recipes from a good friend of mine, Nick Wallace. He's going to be joining us later. He is also a Chopped champion. He's somebody that I met on the show, and we've had a relationship since. And if you donate 100, which is awesome, thank you for that, you get 9 of my recipes. So I think I'm going to bring on my 2 cohorts for the evening. We have first my neurologist, Dr. Pandey, who is the director of the MS Center and Clinical Research at Hackensack University Medical Center. And I can scratch that off my list of things I never thought I would do in my life. Hanging out with my neurologist on a Friday night was not on the list. And I also have Sue Krause here, who is a nutritionist extraordinaire, and she's going to be sort of giving us some insight onto why the food that we're cooking is good for somebody with MS. So, before the show, we got a list of questions. I got to put my mask on, so hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot. Okay, I'm back. Before the show, we got some questions from our audience to get us started. And the first one that popped up that I noticed was how to cut an onion. So I'm sorry, bad news. There's no onion in this recipe, so you're out of luck. We'll move on to the next question. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're going to show you how to cut an onion, even though it is not on in the recipe. So right here, I have an onion. Now, the question that was posed to me was my method for cutting an onion, and I don't really have a method. There is just the method for cutting an onion. So we're going to show you really quickly how to properly dice an onion. More to the point, Dr. Pandey is going to show you how to properly cut an onion. So when you're cutting anything, the key to cutting any single thing is you want a flat side on the cutting board. And an onion presents a little bit of a challenge when it comes to putting a flat side on the cutting board. It's a sphere. So what we have to do is we have to make part of the onion flat. So you're going to grab the onion. You had to put it on the cutting board.
Okay.
You're going to hold it like this.
All right.
And you're going to cut off the stem side.
Okay.
Root side, stem side. We're going to cut off the stem side. Straight down. All right. Real quick note on that. If your knife can't go through an onion skin, get a new knife. Sharpen it. You should not have that knife. Dull knives are the most dangerous thing in a kitchen. So next up, we have a flat side now, so now we can really get going. We are going to go straight down through the root. Very nice. She's good with a knife. All right, now we're going to peel off the exterior skin. Very good. And we are going to now go, the onion's going to tell you where to go. So the onion has lines in it. You're going to cut straight down the lines this way.
Okay.
That.
Thank you.
Nope.
No.
You don't want to go all the way through.
Oh,
You don't want to
okay.
go all the way through. You just want it right there.
Okay.
Now I have to correct her real second. Try and hold the knife like that,
Like that. Okay.
not finger on it. That's good. We don't have to go any further. I always tell my cooks in the kitchen that your knives are more important than that last little bit of onion. So, all right, now you're going to put your top hand like this, and you're going to cut this way across and bring the knife as far as you can get without being unsafe. All right, get another one in there if you can. The more cuts you put into it, the smaller your onion is going to be at the end. All right, one more at the top. Let's give. All right, that's okay.
Okay.
All right, now the last cut, we're going to go straight down.
Okay.
Glide the knife, more than pushing, try and glide it. There you go. There you go. And there you go. She diced an onion. And stop. Your hands are more important than onion.
Than the root. Okay.
Okay, so that's how you dice an onion. All right. So now we can get to cooking. Get to cooking the real food. I am going to really quick. So we're making salmon today, and this is where I'm going to bring Sue into the conversation. Sue, why is salmon good for people with MS?
Well, we know that salmon is really oily fish. Any of the oily fish that are high in what they call omega-3s, which is unsaturated fat. And a lot of studies have shown that omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. Besides it also being good for our vessel health, keeping the integrity of the vessels. Salmon is one of the highest sources. So, for instance, a 3.5 ounce portion of salmon can have about 1,600 to 1,800 milligrams of omega-3s, which is typically a very high recommendation for a daily use. People also ask me, though, what's better, wild salmon, organic farm salmon? Which one do I use? And I'm sure you probably prefer wild.
It depends. I prefer salmon that has a lot of fat in it. So that was going to be my next spiel, but you can finish first and then I'll go on to it.
All right. So the wild salmon actually might not be as high in fat because
It's moving around more.
It's moving around, exercising a lot. The feed is different. Plankton, small fish, shrimp, insects. So it's a little different. Oh. Now you hear? Okay. I'm sorry. So their fat profile will be different than a farmed salmon because they rely on a chop of different types of things, soy oil, whole grains, other kinds of feeds. So their omega profile is a little different than omega-3s that are found in wild salmon. You're still going to get it, but you'll get a little bit less. I mean, they're all beneficial, but just because a lot of people will ask that question.
And then I'm going to turn it to Dr. Pandey. Why is all of the things that she just said good for somebody with MS?
That's a great question, Chris. So our brain is actually made up of a coating called myelin. And as we know, MS affects myelin by inflaming it in different parts, not just in the brain, but in the spinal cord and in the eyes. So when we increase our intake of omega-3s and healthy fats, we're actually helping the brain, the spinal cord, and the eyes to heal and just provide it really great nourishment. So it's healthy for that. And then the other thing that we like, foods that are high in healthy fat, is one of the things that we like about vitamins is especially vitamin D. Now, all of the latest research has shown what an important role vitamin D plays in MS in terms of just helping the immune system work well. And vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. So if you take it on an empty stomach or you're taking it with foods that aren't high in fat, then you're really not absorbing it the way that you should. And that's probably why most of us are deficient in vitamin D, because we don't eat those healthy fats and we don't try to have a well-rounded diet.
The word about vitamin D, there aren't a lot of dietary sources. Salmon is one, egg yolks, liver, radio, and ants, and then milk is 45.
I'd rather have ants than liver.
So of course, we sun. A lot of people don't sun. So it's something that if we could get it from the oil of fish, otherwise supplementation is something that we need to do.
Okay. All right. Should we get back to cooking?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start off really quickly. First thing we're going to do is we are going to cut our salmon. Because what we want to do is we're going to pre-season our salmon. We're not going to cook it just yet, but we're going to pre-season it so that the proteins come out to the surface. The internal sugar and the protein of the salmon comes up. And then when we put it into the pan on high heat, we can have something called the Maillard reaction. Maillard reaction is the proteins on the outside getting brown. Basically, it's the caramelization of proteins, which is the key to good cooking. Okay, so we want to cut pieces about, I would say, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches by 2 inches because they need to be the size of a slider bun. So I am going to start off. Whoa, the cutting board just moved. That was not good. And I'm going to let you finish because you're the one who's supposed to do this, not me. All right, so probably each one of those you could cut in half, I think. And then let's just cut off this end here. We can save that for some tuna tartare later, and the same thing over there, so we get nice square pieces. Chefs are a little bit vain about our food. It has to be perfectly sized and everything. Okay, so we are going to actually grab a plate here. That's not where the plates are. All right, put these on there. And we're going to season it with salt and a little bit of sugar. The salt is going to bring the natural sugars up from the salmon, but we also want to give it a little bit of a head start. So season it pretty liberally with the salt, which is right here, and then very lightly with the there we go, that's good. A little bit of sugar on there, not as much as you did with the salt, and then kind of rub it in there. By the way, the best tool in the kitchen is your hands. Bar none, make sure they're clean or you're wearing gloves, but they are the best tool in the kitchen. So we're gonna put this over here right now. And speaking of pre-season, we're also gonna do that with our cucumbers. Same reason. We wanna sort of mess with the cucumber cellular walls and get them to start to break down. And we're not gonna put sugar this time, just salt. So just a light sprinkling of salt on those. Get rid of the sugar. I'm sorry. Oh, I just heard we're at $2,700, and I'm already lagging behind on the bugs. So I am actually going to, all right, ladies, white chocolate or dark chocolate? I have a white chocolate cricket and a dark chocolate cricket. Which one should I go for?
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, thank you. I hate white chocolate, so. That's good. That is good. I recommend chocolate covered crickets. I could eat a bag of those. That's really good. I'm gonna put them on the menu, I think.
Get antioxidants from the dark chocolate.
Oh, okay. Antioxidants are good. All right, so we have the salmon pre-seasoning. We have the cucumbers seasoning. I am gonna actually make some space for us. Get rid of this salmon, put that back here. And put the cutting board here. And we are gonna start, now I'm actually gonna turn this on. So we get a nice hot pan. But in the meantime, we are gonna start making our couscous gremolata. Now, gremolatas are not typically made with couscous. They're typically made with an herb mixture and then breadcrumbs. But we are looking for ways to incorporate healthy things. And quinoa is not the most exciting thing in the world, so we're gonna actually try and make it exciting with a lot of herbs and other flavors, I guess. Okay, so we're using quinoa. So I'm going to turn over to our nutritionalist. Tell me why quinoa, why I should be eating quinoa.
Okay, actually, quinoa is something that's mainstream over the years, and it's really related to the beet family and the spinach family. I don't know if you ever knew that. It's actually what they call a pseudo grain or sometimes pseudo seed. Because if you ever cook quinoa, you see that it looks like a little mini plant that's in there. So because it's a structure of a plant, there's more protein in it, there's more fiber in it, and also for people that are trying to eat anti-inflammatories, there's a lot of people that choose gluten-free way of eating, which is a whole other conversation. But it is gluten-free for people that do choose to do that.
My heart goes out to them.
It's different minerals like magnesium, manganese. So there's a good benefit to it, and it's naturally low sodium. Very easy to cook up as well, as compared to something like brown rice or some of the other ones that take a longer time.
Okay, Dr. Penny, is that something I should be eating as a person living with MS?
So
she says yes.
Yes. I think it's great because quinoa offers two major things for good functioning of our brain, which is all of the different electrolytes and minerals that Susan had mentioned. And then for patients who a lot of times suffer from constipation, as well as just difficulty intaking lots of different types of foods, quinoa is great because it's a grain, so it's a lot of fiber. And for those patients that are trying to do a vegetarian or non-animal diet, it's a great source of all the amino acids, which is great. So, and amino acids are the protein building blocks of muscle, which we want to make sure we don't lose when we have MS.
Those
so
are
it's
the
great.
things that taste great in food.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's rock and roll with some quinoa gremolata. All right, so we have, already in here, we have 1 diced shallot. Judging from the looks of it, Dr. Pandey didn't dice that shallot. We have tarragon. We have some mint. Olive oil. We'll talk about that in a second. Right, and some red wine vinegar. So start throwing that stuff in there, Doc.
Great. Smells great.
Healthy food doesn't have to be boring. I'm actually gonna, oh, you took it, okay. Okay, and now one other ingredient, or not, there's a couple more. We got chili flakes, capsaicin, I know that that's actually good for you. Some pepper. All right. Salt, nice pinch of that. All right. And then we have to chop this parsley, which we forgot about, but we're gonna pretend like we're meant to do it now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend it like this.
Okay.
And then hold it still, bend your fingers in and straight down like that.
I was going to say,
People don't think of much of parsley, think of it as a garnish, but it is high in vitamin C and vitamin A. So it certainly can add to whatever you make.
And it's delicious. I'm on a mission to bring back parsley. Not curly parsley though. Don't use curly parsley. That's a ripoff from the food industry. It's a big brother of the food industry thing. Okay. We're gonna go the zest of 1 lemon. Okay, and now comes I made this sign because I'm gonna get up on a soapbox now. So it's about this thing. This thing is called a microplane grater. Please buy a microplane grater. It is the best tool that you will ever use in the kitchen. I promise you. We need some lemon zest. And we're gonna count the uses for the microplane grater. This is use number 1. The first one that she's doing. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. If your fingers don't work well, this is a lot easier than chopping something.
it's probably good for people with tremor. And
Absolutely, you're gonna see why later. All right, that's good enough. So we'll cut that lemon in half and squeeze that juice in there. Okay, now the secret ingredient. Take your mask down for 1 second, you gotta smell it. Smells like crap, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, right? It's terrible. It's like I went dumpster diving behind a seafood market, right? This is fish sauce, right? Fish sauce is awesome stuff. It smells like death, but if you put it in food, it makes almost anything taste better. Not vanilla ice cream. I tried that. It doesn't make vanilla ice cream taste better. So we're gonna put that into there and give it a stir. And then we're gonna add our quinoa. By the way, we're using this as a topping for the salmon. This is a great side dish all by itself.
Smells great.
All right, now I need you to give it a small taste so that we can tell whether we need to add more salt into it. I think we'll have to just, oh, here we go, look at that, I got one.
Thank you.
Always taste your food. In my recipe packet, there are different recipes. There's measurements of salt and stuff like that. Don't trust me. Trust your own palate. You're the one who has to eat it, not me. So taste it and see if it's nice. Is that to your liking? Needs a pinch? All right. I'm going to actually re-up our salt and go for it. All right, so we're going to put this aside and kind of let it hang out. And we are going to make our white sauce. So what is white sauce? If you have ever been to one of those amazing street carts that have like the, I want to say gyro, but they're not, shawarma I think it's called, like the Middle Eastern style gyro, this is the sauce that they put on it, or it's my interpretation of it, and it's really good. And first things first, we have Greek yogurt. Full fat Greek yogurt. I don't eat yogurt unless it's Greek yogurt, and I don't eat Greek yogurt unless it's full fat Greek yogurt. So we have Greek yogurt. Now, fun thing about yogurt, and we're going to go to our peoples over here again, our experts. Yogurt is a probiotic. And what does that mean? Could you please tell us what a probiotic is?
Okay, people probably heard of it. Probiotics is a microbe. It's a live, actually, bacteria. And so in our body, where our whole body is a community of what they call the microbiome, where there's all sorts of good bacteria, healthy bacteria, and they could be pathogenic or more volatile bacteria if someone gets sick or someone gets an infection. So when people take probiotics, which sometimes they could take it supplementally or get it from yogurt or anything fermented, that's supposed to kind of balance out things. It's supposed to kind of kill off the more viral, the more pathogenic bacteria and even things out a little bit more. But so you could get it from a lot of food. So besides the yogurt, you could get it from sauerkraut, you could get it from kimchi, from kimboka, from anything that's fermented, sourdough, sourdough bread. Hot sauce.
Hot sauce is fermented. Most is. Frank's is fermented, and so is Tabasco sauce.
Okay, so you get it from hot sauce.
Sriracha, but sriracha is sewer water, so you shouldn't eat sriracha. It's not good.
Right. So it's good to it's good to have that, and it's so there are people that will take the probiotic capsules. You have to have the live organisms. But like I tell people when they ask about, well, should I take probiotics? And I'm sure people ask you. I think you have to look at individual cases because we could make a recommendation, yes, take probiotics, but I think you have to look if someone's been sick or someone's history or someone has other things going on because it is a live microbe. And, people have to keep that in mind. So I think it's a good idea to check with their doctors if they're taking supplemental versus certainly if you're taking it by yogurt or kefir or any of the other things, it wouldn't be as concentrated, so it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
Doc, MS and probiotics?
So 2 things with MS is that most of our immune system, the first line defense is actually in our gut. So it's nice to have kind of the first line responders who are there kind of fighting off anything that really shouldn't be there. And the second thing with MS patients is a lot of them are on medications that kind of alter your immune system. So it's important to stay healthy. It's important to kind of keep everything intact. And then a lot of the recent focus has been on probiotics and prebiotics actually reducing inflammation. So even though the research is still not completely clear on what the exact role is, we know that it's helpful for a lot of different types of conditions, including MS.
Very cool. All right, we're going to take a quick bug break real quick.
I was going to say something.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Dr. Penday mentioned. So a lot of. Sorry, when you see bars, sometimes there'll be prebiotics in there. They'll say, and that could be chicory root, that could be artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes, that could be bananas. A lot of plant-based foods are actually the food for the probiotics. So that's why plant-based eating is also so important to combine with when you're taking probiotics because it'll feed them and help them thrive.
All right, bug time? I think it's bug time. What was the next one that I have to eat? I have it over here somewhere. Okay, $1,000 for a cricket. So I have to eat cricket. This is not a chocolate covered cricket. Oh man, you guys are killing me. They're killing me right now. So I got to eat a lot right now. So we're slowing them down. We're up to $3,800, by the way, folks. Let's keep it coming. I added the 5,000 is scorpion. So let's get to 5 and make me eat a scorpion. If you get me to 10, I'm going to eat python. And I'm really hungry. The python looks good. So let's get it up there. But anyway, I got crickets. You see, these are real crickets. We can confirm that these are real crickets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew. Not chocolate.
So these are not chocolate covered. These are just straight crickets.
Oh.
This guy had a family one time. They're salty.
Crunchy.
I don't think that's natural. They are crunchy. Very good texture. That's good. I mean, I don't know what to compare it to. You kind of know you're eating a bug. That's good though. I could go on Survivor, man. I could eat bugs. All right, let's make this white sauce here. So we have yogurt over here. And we have garlic cloves somewhere over here. Yes, we do. We have garlic cloves over here. Now, Dr. Pandy, I'm going to hold up this sign and you pick up that microplane. There we go. Back on my soapbox, but buy one of these, seriously. I don't work for the company. All right, that's good. Yeah. No, let's go for 2. We're going for 2 always because the only recipe in the world that should ever call for 1 clove of garlic is a recipe on how to cook 1 clove of garlic. So if you ever see a recipe with 1 clove of garlic, double it or triple it or quadruple it because garlic is really good. All right, and we're going to add that in there. We're running out of utensils. Here you go. That's a little bit of mayo. I know mayo's not healthy. It's really unhealthy. But we have to make the food taste good, right? I mean, if we're going to be eating healthy, we have to actually want to eat. Like, you know, one of the problems I've had in the past is when I try and diet and I like go crazy and I go all in and I'm eating salads all the time and I'm eating roasted Brussels sprouts with nothing on them. And I get to the point where I'm like, give me some Jelly Bellies. I'm done with this, you know.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Not unhealthy. I mean, if you think about what mayonnaise is. Thank you.
Egg and oil.
Okay, it's made of oil. There's a little bit of egg. There's vinegar. There's seasoning. So, you know, any of my cardiac patients always will say the same thing, and it's not necessarily true. There's not that much saturated fat. It's mostly unsaturated fat, which we'll be talking about. So certainly, like you said, it could go a long way and make something, you know, taste pretty good.
All right, our white sauce is done.
That's it. That's amazing.
That's it. That's it. You put this on lamb. Oh my God. It's actually better the longer it sits because the garlic gets some more. Now, if you did it the day before and you ate it, you might get a little bit of a punch in the mouth. The garlic is a little bit, the garlic tends to get a little crazy after some time. All right. So we're now just about ready to cook our salmon. We're going to get this pan nice and hot. While we're waiting for this pan to get nice and hot, I did want to see if I can touch on a couple of your questions. So we got, what do we got here? We got my favorite thing to cook at home when I'm not working. My favorite thing to cook at home is anything with my son. My son is 5 years old and he absolutely loves cooking. We make eggs together. He calls omelet French eggs, and he can make an omelet. He's 5 years old, makes an omelet better than most adults I know. We make pancakes. My favorite thing, I think, is to make tacos. Tacos are just, they're the easiest thing in the world. You open up your refrigerator, what do you have left over? Put it on a tortilla. Meatloaf tacos, delicious. Fried chicken tacos, delicious. Quinoa tacos, probably even good. And that's got quinoa in it. But, you know, tacos are probably far and away my favorite thing to do. But if I'm at home, as long as I'm cooking with my son, I'm a happy guy. See what else we got here. I'm trying to save the chopped questions for later on with Nick. How do I stay cool in the kitchen? Quick recipes. Recipes that don't require an oven. Ovens are hot. Use a toaster oven. Use a microwave. Microwaves are not a bad thing to use in the kitchen. Get creative. I know the air fryer is a thing now. I'm sorry, air fryer nuts. I don't really, not my thing, but what works for some people. Use your air fryer. I'm not going to discourage it. But quick cooking things. Get your mise en place done ahead of time. Mise en place means everything in its place, right? Every ingredient already portioned out the way that you saw it here. Get that done already so that when you start doing the actual cooking, you don't have to be going crazy and going nuts. We got some more questions here. Let's see. Is there any food that you refuse to eat? Certainly I eat bugs. I don't like liver. I have tried it. It came up before. Unless it comes from a goose, I don't want anything to do with it. No. What food should I eat? Ooh, here we go. This one's for the ladies over here. What food should I eat more of if I have MS?
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Sure.
All right, and I'll.
Okay, so I think one of the foods, so any type of healthy fat, I think we kind of covered that. Foods that are high in vitamin D, antioxidants, prebiotics, we talked about that. Hydration is actually important. So as we kind of head into the summer months, I think one of the top questions I get from patients is, why is it that the summer heat bothers me? So we know that MS, again, affects the insulation of our brain that kind of slows all the electrical information that needs to get from point A to point B. But keeping ourselves hydrated during the summer months, we can reduce some of the symptoms. So cucumbers, like Chris used in the recipe, is great. I tell patients oftentimes to freeze grapes and then keep them in, their bag. So when they go out, they can kind of pop them. It keeps their core temperature cool and it keeps them hydrated. Watermelon, different types of melons are great. So water, I think water is, what our body is made up of. So hydration is probably the most important thing.
Another thing that probably people with MS will have issues with could be constipation. So certainly fiber is very, very important. And certainly quinoa, like we mentioned before, is high in fiber. Many vegetables, any whole grains will be high in fiber, as well as beans, different legumes, and that could be very easy to make, whether you get canned beans or you soak them first. And that it's very versatile, that you could do it into salads. You could make a soup out of it. So that could be something that you could slowly add into your meal plan. Oatmeal, fruit, whether it's dried fruit or fresh fruit, would be a great thing to have. And the biggest thing is variety, I think, because it's not that there's one particular food that's going to do the trick. I think it's important to think about a multitude of things. And that's how, as a dietitian, that's how we approach eating with people now. We do it as a whole food plan. We don't look at one particular component being the thing that's going to enhance someone's health. So you have to look at everything and fit in your bugs.
Yeah.
And fit in your dark chocolate.
Bugs are good. All right, Doc, come on over here. We're going to start cooking this salmon. We have a very hot pan over here. You got to forgive me. I'm using an induction cooker, so I'm a little bit wonky on. All right, that's hot. Okay. So we're going to cook 3 pieces right now. We're not going to put them all in the pan at one time. This is basic physics. Hot pan, cold meat, heat transfers, hot to cold. We put all 6 of those in at one time, and you're going to get salmon stew. Not good, not good. A lot of cooking is just common sense. If you put a lot of stuff into a hot pan, the pan's not going to be hot anymore. Okay. See this one off. Okay, so Dr. Pandy, tongs, chicken. We're going to put it seasoned side down. That's okay, just put it. All right, there we go. All right, now they're going to want to stick there, but we're just going to let them cook and hope that they don't stick, right? Yeah. I'm actually going to.
Is that an ironclad skillet?
Yeah. All right, so while those are cooking away, the pan wasn't as hot as I thought it was. I think I got to eat some more bugs because we're already at what, $4,000, and the $2,500 one was larvettes, and this is the one that I haven't been looking forward to. Okay, these guys. We're having a problem with the salmon. Can you get the other burner going on here with another pan? Do you have another pan? It tastes like cheese doodles. Sure. We're going to take a 2-minute break while we fix our technical issues here, and we'll be right back.
We are a movement by and for people affected by multiple sclerosis.
Until we end this disease forever, we will do whatever it takes
to accelerate breakthroughs.
We believe that we are stronger together.
That nobody should face MS alone.
We will be by your side every step of your journey.
From day one.
We'll be your partner through the challenges.
Sharing ideas and finding solutions.
We believe
that people live better lives
when they are understood and supported.
It's hard to hear.
But you look so good.
When you feel anything but.
Or to feel like MS is the only thing people see. We will be there for your loved ones so they can be there for you.
We'll shine a light on what it means to live with MS.
Till the rest of the world understands.
We believe that everyone deserves affordable medications.
A doctor who knows MS.
And a healthcare system that puts you first.
You should never have to choose
between paying your bills
and getting the care you need.
We will make sure your voice is heard loud
and
clear.
We'll be your champion
from the halls of Congress
to City Hall.
We believe that you should be able to plan for the next 10 years.
Even the next 10 minutes.
Without MS getting in the way.
Complex problems take many solutions.
Coming together in just the right way.
We'll be there to help you piece it all together.
We'll work every day
so you can get what you want from life.
Even while living with this disease.
We believe that no one else should have to face the fear
and uncertainty
of an MS diagnosis.
And that those that have MS
should get back what they've lost.
Curing this disease takes a global effort.
We will fund the most
promising leads
and gather the brightest minds
to find a cure
as fast as possible.
We'll be unrelenting
until the
very end.
We believe
that
we all have something to contribute.
Whether it's time,
money,
connections,
or sheer passion,
there is strength
in numbers.
We're calling on you to join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Find your place in this movement.
We need you. We need you.
We need you.
Together, we will create a world free of MS.
All right, folks, technical issues are over and our salmon is cooking very nicely over here. Now, come over here. You see how on the salmon, the white part is about a quarter of the way up? All right, that means turn it over. Right? We're not looking for well-done salmon. You can do it medium rare. I like my salmon medium. That one burns, so we're going to pretend like that one doesn't exist. Actually, it's not that burned. We can still do it. All right, and we're just going to cook it on this side for about 1 minute, and I'm going to shoot it over to Dana Mealy?
Got it.
Dana Mealy from the National MS Society, who's going to say some words.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you. I am the president of the Greater New York City Long Island chapter. And I just really want to thank Chef Chris Holland for putting this all together for us. I have to tell you, it smells amazing in here. He offered us some bugs. We all kindly declined, but he was very generous in offering that to us. There's a few other people I really want to take the opportunity to thank, some other New Jersey Metro trustees. We have Michael Gibney here, who's here with us today, and then we also have Dr. Pandey, who's here with us. So thank you so much. I also want to thank Sue Krause, and I want to thank Lisa Stellaris, who's here, who's been so helpful, and then Chef Nick Wallace, who will be here with us later today. Also want to just extend my gratitude to the Society colleagues who helped behind the scenes put this all together. There's no doubt that we've lived through some really unprecedented and challenging times over the past year and a half, and I just hope all of you are doing well and staying safe, and have some hopeful times ahead of us. And if there's anything, this time showed us how resilient we really are. And so you mentioned community before, and that's what we are. We're a community. We are a movement by and for all people affected by MS. And this year we're celebrating 75 years of progress. And you mentioned how many more treatments we have now, more than we ever have before, which is just so exciting. And we're so proud. Our vision is a world free of MS, and we will cure MS, and we are empowering everyday people to live their best lives. And so I just want to thank you all, and thank you for doing this and being here and using Stream to End MS as an exciting way to engage people from not only just New Jersey here, but all over the country. So thank you for listening in. Thank you for hosting us. I feel like I should kick this back over to you guys. If you want any more information, our website is nationalmssociety.org. So thank you on behalf of all my colleagues and at the National MS Society for all your support and for doing this for us.
Very welcome.
Here we go.
Give these to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back. Now, we did burn that salmon a tiny bit, but I'm actually happy that we did, because where is my favorite tool in the world?
Oh, the microphone?
Yeah.
You put it right under.
There it is.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Pandy, can you hold this up for me,
Yes,
please?
okay.
Microplane, another use. Use number 3. If you burn something, you can get the worst burned part of it off of it. And there you go. Thank you for your assistance with that, Dr. Pandy. Okay, and we are just about ready, I think, to put together our salmon sliders. However, really quickly, I want to show you our second dish, because we're going to serve them together. And I do want to show you this first, right? I want to thank Beemster Cheese for being one of our sponsors for tonight. This is my favorite cheese in the world, and I'm not actually saying that because they're sponsoring it. We actually contacted them to sponsor it because it's my favorite cheese in the world. This particular one is aged Gouda. It's aged 18 months. My son calls it candy cheese. All right, this is live television, folks. Things like that happen. All right, I need a knife. No problem. We're actually just gonna cut that off, all right? And I am going to, with Dr. Pandy's assistance, put together a salad. We have baby kale. I like baby kale, actually. It's actually pretty good. If you can't find baby kale in the supermarket, don't be tied to the recipe. Just get another green vegetable. Baby spinach. Whole spinach is still good raw. Cabbage is delicious. Find a hearty leafy green. We talked about fiber. We got a lot of fiber, vitamins, all that good stuff. So we are going to add some Asian pear. It's also called Korean pear. If you don't like pears and you think you won't like this, try it. It's delicious. They're hard to find sometimes. Asian supermarkets always have them, though, if you have one by you. Then we have radicchio, something else that people don't like. It's very bitter. It's very delicious, though. It goes with the pear, right? So I look at salads like when I'm eating a salad, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. By itself, I don't like radicchio. By itself, I'm not that crazy about baby kale. By itself, an Asian pear is a little bit too sweet for me. But put them together, and you got something. All right? Now we're going to put a little bit of our salad dressing into there. This is the salad dressing. The recipe is in the prizes, so donate if you want the salad recipe. It's a basic salad dressing. It's 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar, a little bit of mustard. Call it a day. That one has shallots and a little bit of tarragon in it. You can put in whatever you like. You're also not tied to the 3 part, 1 part ratio. If you like your salad dressing a little bit more vinegary, add a little bit more vinegar. cooking is not rocket science. Cooking you should be making food that you like to eat. So please don't take any of my recipes as gospel. Change them as you see fit. We're going to mix this up.
And it looks good too.
Yeah,
It looks good enough to eat.
but we're going to make it better because we have some of this delicious aged Gouda, which you're going to shave with a vegetable peeler. And then, guess what else we're going to do? She's going to hold this, and I'm going to hold this up again. So the combination of the bitter, the sour, the sweet, and then this beautiful creamy cheese, which kind of combines sweetness together. And she's insistent on using tongs. That's okay. I'm going to use my hands because best tool in the kitchen is your hands. And I got gloves on. All right. Did we put salt in it?
No.
Oh, we need salt. We need salt. And a little bit of pine nuts too. So we're running short on time, but I do want to get both of your thoughts because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's a very good salad for nutrition-wise and MS-wise. So if you guys can give me a really quick little minute on that so we can put together our salmon sliders.
Okay. Are we talking about the Mind Diet? That one?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
all right.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Mind Diet, and that's an acronym for Mediterranean Intervention Neurodegenerative Plan, okay, to delay neurodegenerative disease. And that's a hybrid between the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet. So if anybody knows or anyone's ever heard of the Mediterranean diet, if it's based on the way people ate in the countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea, where their lifestyle and their eating habits seem to have an effect in delaying disease and being anti-inflammatory and being just overall health. DASH diet, dietary approaches to stop hypertension, that's the acronym. And that was based on a two-part study that said that if a person ate plenty of fruits and vegetables and whole grains and nuts, besides watching sodium, they could control blood pressure. So it's not just about the sodium, it's about other components that can help with blood pressure. So both these ways of eating can help for a lot of other medical conditions. So researchers at Rush University in Chicago looked at the components of those two diets to say, what could we do to help with delaying cognitive decline? And from that, they took all the components that seemed to help. And what was it? It's the greens that's in the salad. It's berries. It's nuts. It's whole grains. It's olive oil. It's fish. It's beans.
And mayonnaise?
Little mayonnaise.
Okay.
Little mayonnaise. Moderation. And that seems to, just from research, seems to help with delaying neurodegenerative disease.
Sue did a great job. I don't think I have much more to add, but I think the salad's great.
All right, you have a job to do now. So we're going to put together 3 of our sliders. And Lisa, I need you to get up here. Lisa was nice enough. She made us these aprons. She made these awesome masks. She has been the linchpin of this entire operation. So thank you, Lisa. And you get a slider for all your hard work. Dr. Pandy is going to put it together. So we have the bottom of our bun. We are going to put a little bit of our couscous on here. I will do that. And then you can put the salmon on. Right, so we're kind of hiding the quinoa in there. I joke about quinoa, but I actually like quinoa, believe it or not. I don't know why, but I do. All right, salmon on top of that. Look at that. See, perfectly medium.
I don't know if I should put the whole thing.
That's okay. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put a cucumber on top. All right, so we sort of have this yogurt sauce with garlic and yogurt, and then we have the cucumber, so we have this whole tzatziki thing kind of going on. The yogurt's sort of acting like our cheese. And we didn't grind up the salmon. I'm a strong believer in eating foods the way that you're, sort of nature intended you to eat them. So to me, salmon should be eaten like salmon. Okay, and I'm going to finish it with a little bit of salt. Put the slider bun together. And now these three beautiful ladies who are next to me get to have a slider. Dig in, ladies. They're a little bit messy, but that's okay. You dropped your salmon.
Really good. Very good.
Now that recipe is in the $50 donation price. So if you donate $50, you can taste these salmon things tomorrow. They could be yours. Real quick on salmon, we talked about the health benefits. I'm just going to talk about it from a chef side. This is a soapbox moment too, but I'm not going to hold up the sign because that's old now. But buy good salmon, all right? Buy the quality stuff. Don't go for the crap that's on sale because it's probably a week and a half old. If you live near a fishmonger, a store that just sells fish, please go in there. Frequent them. Make friends with the guy. Ask him what his name is. Ask him how long he's been working there. If you make friends with your fishmonger and you walk in there and go to buy a piece of fish and that fish is not very fresh, he will tell you not to buy it, to buy something else. I know my fishmonger. I asked him, what do you have that's fresh? This salmon I got from him, I told him I wanted a Pacific salmon that was very fatty. This is what he gives me. So make friends with your fishmonger. Best person to make friends with. Of all the people who deal with food, it's the best person to make friends with. Okay, so that was good. We're all good on that?
Thank you.
All right. Just want to answer a couple of quick questions and then we'll go to a break. I got this one and I love it. As a chef, what's your favorite guilty pleasure junk food? The answer is yes. I love junk food. I know that we're doing healthy food here, but I am McDonald's, Wendy's, diners. I mean, if you're not from New Jersey, I feel sorry for you because we have diners are the best. They're the best thing in the world. So that actually brings me in. Somebody asked me a question, what inspires my cooking more than anything? And the answer is junk food. Quite simply, I love to take dishes that I grew up eating, like, sliders that are cooked on the flop wall and covered in onions and fat, or disco fries. And again, if you don't know what those are, I just feel sorry for you. Hamburger, Wendy's, McDonald's, chicken, oh my God. I love to take these things and I love to convert them into fine dining food. It's sort of my whole shtick. It's become what I love to do. And it's because this is stuff that I love to eat. Not working, kind of like to eat that stuff. I've actually been on a diet eating food like this lately, which hasn't been that bad, but hard as always with junk food. So let's take a quick break. I want to thank actually everybody for coming, Dr. Pandy, Ms. Krause. I appreciate all of your knowledge and your good work. And I had a great time cooking for you. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, I'm going to be sitting down with my friend Nick Wallace for a little bit of a chopped reunion kind of thing. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your help today.
Good evening, friends. Chris Holland here, 3-time champion of Food Network's Chopped and a proud supporter of the National MS Society. I am honored that you are here and taking part in Cooking Up MS Awareness, a Stream to End MS event. Stream to End MS brings together content creators to do what they love and change the world for people affected by MS. Whether you are a gamer who plays classic video games or someone who shares passions and hobbies like cooking, fitness, crafting, or arts, you can stream together against MS and turn your power and passion into results. We are having fun tonight, but also are here to raise critical funds for the nearly 1 million people living with MS in the US. Thank you to everyone that gave their time tonight to join me, and thank you to each of you for tuning in.
Think about me when I was home. You know I felt so alone. I had to drink my sorrows gone, and now I am moving on. And I've been thinking about you and everything you do this time. I won't let you go. This time I won't let you go. The only time when don't feel like going home is when you stick around and hold me warm. I just wanna be with you, even if you don't want to, girl. You promised you would never let me go. Do you remember all the times we stayed up all night and dreamt about what we could be? You told me it was you and me, but now when you are gone, you won't pick up the phone. So tell me, girl, how could you do this to me? The only time when I don't feel like going home is when you stick around and hold me warm. I just wanna be with you, even if you don't want to, girl. You promised you would never let me go. Do you remember all the times we stayed up all night and dreamt about what we could be? You told me it was you and me, but now when you are gone, you won't pick up the phone. So tell me, girl, how could you do this to me? Why can't you stay with me? I just like to hold on to all the memories. It doesn't hurt me anymore. I want you. Don't want you to leave. You stay with me. I want you. Don't want you to leave. You stay with me. I want you. Trying to get to your love, but you say it's too late. You got inside my head. It doesn't hurt me anymore. I want you. Don't want you to leave. You stay with me. I want you. Don't want you to leave. You stay with me. I want you.
want you, 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 you. Oh, I want you. You know that stories come from the night. So baby, what you wanna write? You and me gotta make some memories. So come and write the story with me. Baby, you know how I feel. Come and grab some color with me. We'll paint the city red. Don't care what you said. Let's go for a ride. Me and you got a lot that we could write till the night's up, baby. Jump in my car and turn the key. I don't care what we leave behind. My eyes can see what I wanna be. Come and grab some color with me. We'll paint the city red. Don't care what you said. Let's go for a ride.
Heaven knows where this went wrong. Telling me to just move on. Holding on to regrets we made. Now it's time to walk away.
Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are. Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are, who we are. It's not who we are, who we are, who we are, who we are. It's not who we are.
Why don't we start again? Did this back to terms we went far away from everything. It's all I need, yeah. So tell me lies, fantasize. We don't need to justify what you need. Ain't hard to find. find, but you won't find it here. Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are.
Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh, it's not who we are, who we are. It's not who we are. Who we are. Who we are. Who we are. It's not who we are. Who we are. Who we are. Who we are. It's not who we are. Who we are.
Sometimes you gotta leave the past behind just to find out where you're going. They try to tell you you should take your time, but inside your heart you know it. Don't try to stay. Sometimes you gotta leave the past behind just to find out where you're going. I know you're scared to take it.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Before I go any further, I just need to implore you, we are very close to the $5,000 milestone. I really want to eat a scorpion. Really, really want to eat a scorpion. So, and I'm not going to do it unless we get to 5,000. So let's get to 5,000. Now, it is very much an honor to welcome our next guest to the show. One of the questions I get asked all the time about Chopped is, do you guys know the ingredients beforehand? The second most popular question is, did you remain friends with any of the other chefs? This is a guy who competed against me on the final round of Alton's Challenge, and me and him developed a rapport over the course of the day. He's a great guy. He's doing some amazing things down in Mississippi. I want him to tell you about that, so I'm going to throw it over to my friend Nick Wallace to introduce himself. And Nick, tell us about what you're doing down there in Mississippi.
Hey, Chris, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. So my mission is definitely focused on Mississippi, all of the humanity efforts. I just really am a Mississippi ambassador. I started a nonprofit about 5 years ago called Creativity Kitchen, and because I just wanted to work in the public schools. So I started working in the public schools. The middle school that I graduated from, which was Blackburn Middle School. About 6 months later, I actually took on all 13 of the middle schools. So I did that for 2.5 years. And keep in mind, still running a restaurant and still running a catering company, which has always been thriving. So just recently, about 2 weeks ago, with the ice storm, we had so many people that didn't have water for about 5 weeks. So me and my team stopped everything we was doing. We adjusted parties, events that we was going to have, and we fed about 10,000 meals within about 12 days. And we just want to be, a part of the community. And it goes, on and on about, still wanting to get on cooking shows. But the one thing that I am very fortunate to have is to meet Chris on Chopped. I just didn't know that we was going to mesh like that. You never know who you're going to meet. But Chris, I love the guy. I think he stands up for greatness, and it just kind of mimics off of who I am in my spirit as well. So yeah, I am super here to help. And if I can hopefully hit that button so you guys can get to $10,000 right now, I would definitely do it.
All right, big guy. Thank you. I paid him a lot of money for him to say that, so he earned it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the viewers that we have going on, obviously, they have a lot of questions about Chopped. So I figured there's some questions we could both answer. We could give our thoughts on it. I wanted your opinion on some of the things. I know one thing, I don't know if you'll agree with me on it or not, but we got a question is, why is there only one piece of each equipment in Chopped, like one ice cream machine? My feeling is it's a competition show, right? Like we know what we're walking into. Like I knew there was only one ice cream machine, so did you. What do you think about that? What's your response to that question? Do you think there should be more than one ice cream machine?
No, not for Chopped, because they create drama. And when you walk in the studio to start prepping up to start cooking, it's filled with that. So they have done a great job studying the atmosphere of that place. So it should only be one, because you don't want everybody doing ice cream. And it should be like that, because it kind of throws you off your game, and you shouldn't focus just on one thing. You should be able to pivot to something else. I agree.
So what I was wondering, just out of curiosity for you, what went through your head the first day that you walked through that studio at 5:30 in the morning, by the way, because it's that early? But what went through your head when you walked through the studio for the first time and you saw the baskets lined up there on the table?
So didn't we meet at your favorite place? Didn't we meet at a McDonald's?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So walking into the place, to me, my mom asks me this question all the time, and I just think it's like I don't want to say really a dungeon, and I'm only saying this because I've been on the Cooking Channel Network and other Food Network shows, but Chopped is, it's different because you gotta remove everything. You can't have your phone. You can't have your keys, your wallet, nothing. Everything's gone. So you're tapped off from the world until the time that you leave. And when you win, you're there from 5:30 to sometimes 11 o'clock at night.
Absolutely.
And they cater to you. You get to eat not so good food, but you get to eat beverages and all that. But Chopped is, like I say, it's built. The atmosphere is built to be intimidating. So I would definitely say it's intimidating.
Yeah, you're not kidding about the food. There you go. Everybody wanted some inside information about Chopped, and I don't think it's violating the NDA that we signed to say that the food is terrible. It is the worst food. I have had better foods. I remember school lunch being better than that. I mean, this was like... holy cow, it was bad. They could do a better job than that. And it is intimidating. And the meeting at McDonald's in the morning is very, very sketchy. It's like, I was kind of wondering whether or not somebody was playing a joke on me or something for a little while.
Because you're in there. You're in there in McDonald's, and all you can do is look at everybody's getting coffee and all. And the whole time I'm just staring at everybody's shoes, because majority of the time, chef's going to be wearing Crocs, so I'm just trying to eyeball, everybody that's going to be competing.
Real quick, we're up to $4,600. That's $400 away from eating with Scorpion, and I'm very hungry. I've been snacking on these larvettes over here. It tastes like cheese doodles. Nick, have you ever eaten bugs? I know you were grossed out by the tarantula, I remember. You were a little bit grossed out by that in Alton's challenge, but do you enjoy bugs? Do you eat them often?
I don't enjoy bugs. So I did go to the bug factory in Louisiana, in New Orleans. And so I did try cricket and a grasshopper, which they was chocolate covered. But really, honestly, bugs are not my thing, and if you was looking at the show, that spider, just really kind of, it's just really I had this warm feeling that was happening with me, because honestly, spiders, snakes, slugs, those kind of things. And I'm from the country too. So, you can actually probably kind of get a good laugh about that because just never liked bugs for some reason.
All right, buddy. Dream chopped panel. Now, I'm going to give you the leeway here to go anybody living or dead, chef or not chef, and you could even go with fictional people here. So your dream 3 people that are going to be judging your food.
Okay, I'm gonna make it tough on myself. I'm gonna go with I love personality when it comes down to it. So I'm gonna do Susan Spicer. The next one I'm gonna pick Gordon Ramsay. 'Cause I think he's full of personality, and I, of course, love his talent. He's pretty fearless. And then I'm just going to shoot for the stars, man. Thomas Keller.
Thomas Keller. Wow, that was a good one.
I've followed him for, many, many years. And when I was corporate chef for Marriott in my 20s, I got a chance to work in Napa for a while. So I love it. So that's my dream.
Yeah, you had one of mine. I had Gordon Ramsay on my thing also because I think with Gordon Ramsay, I don't think he gets enough respect for the chef that he is because of all the stuff he does on TV. I think people, they don't realize how good the guy actually is. They think of Hell's Kitchen and all that, and they think it's all, TV created stuff. But the guy is actually an amazing, amazing chef. My other one would be, I would have said Alton Brown, but I'm not going to say that because I've already had him. Anthony Bourdain, I think, would be an amazing, amazing judge on one of that things. My last one's a fictional one, and I don't know who's going to get this and who's going to not, but Jean-Luc Picard. Some people laugh, some people are like, who the hell is Jean-Luc Picard? I just think that he would have a very good palate, and I think he's an awesome guy, but he's not real. So, speaking of judges, one thing that I think was a funny moment that I wanted us to share. Remember, I don't know if you remember it or not, but I remember we were sitting in the judges' in the little room that they put us. By the way, someone asked how long it is between judging. It's about an hour. It's about an hour except for when they have to take a break, they take a break. So the camera crew gets an hour break in the middle of the day, and whenever that is, it's a break. Okay. We're over 5,000. Okay. Anyway, I'll get to the bug in a second. But me and Nick were talking about one of the judges, Alex Cornicelli, that she had this poker face that was like, we would be staring at her because that's what you do as a contestant. You're staring, like trying to figure out, are they eating a lot of it? Like, what do they think of it? Are they smiling? She has a poker face like you would not believe. It was unbelievable. Yeah. Crazy. The other thing I wanted to share is the judges are a lot nicer than you think they are. They do not want to criticize your food. They sit there and they compliment their food for about 5 minutes, and then they throw in one comment about it, and that's what gets on TV. But that being said, I want to throw it over to Nick because I want to know who your favorite judge was. I think you've been on the show now 3 times, right? I want to know who your favorite judge that you had during the course of those 3 times was.
Well, I agree with Alex. Cornicelli, she I don't know, she's wonderful too. She was actually on my dream panel at first, and I just kind of put her in for a sub. I'm gonna probably say Alex, to be honest, and I would give it to Marcus Samuelson. My first show that I was Chop Champion, he was really, really, really hard on me. And I think a lot of the judges too, and Chris, I believe that, was it Alton that was on you? But, you get some of the judges that, admire you in some kind of way. And they really honestly want you to push. So they will give you, they would say encouraging things that may not get on TV to you just to keep you going. Marcus was real critical. Alex was she's just straight to the point. She is very blunt, and you just don't know what she's thinking. But I would definitely Alex.
Insane. I think I would have to give her the nod as my favorite too. I actually I was lucky enough to have her twice, and both times I just thought she was an amazing person. Very, very kind, very nice. Everybody should know. I mean, I think I've been on 4 times, so I've had 12 different judges, or 11 different judges. There were a couple that were not the nicest people in the world, but for the most part, they were really, really nice. Would you agree with me that for the most part, the judges are all really nice people?
Yes, no, I definitely agree. The only thing I was always worried about as coming in, me from being from Mississippi. So I have a big disconnect as far as like the local community. That was the only thing that was a disconnect. So when I got there and did my first show, I really saw everybody's true colors. So even if they knew a chef or dined in his restaurant, they honestly don't show favoritism. And that's one of the good things about the show as well.
Yep. They are the other thing about it, one of the things I don't understand, and we know of a certain contestant, we won't name names, that was arguing with the judges, and for me anyway, to me, every single criticism that they gave me was something that I was already thinking in my head. Was that your experience with that? Like, you didn't salt this enough, and you're like, yeah, you're right, I didn't. Like, it's hard to argue with them. They know their stuff,
It's very hard. And two, if you're a chef, you're trying to set a precedent, and you're trying to be an example too, because regardless of wherever you're from, you have a community that's behind you in some kind of, shape or fashion. So, I think you got to show your best foot forward, because, the media is can get pretty awful on you as far as bad people. And you don't want to show yourself at that, but you got to just be your natural self too.
All right. So some other questions we got here. I've heard that by the time the food gets cold, the judges do actually go around and they do taste our sauces and stuff like that from our stations. Funny story. That wasn't exactly good for me. I'm very lucky that they don't judge your station quality when judging you for the show. I was sternly spoken to by Amanda Freitag that my station was unacceptable and I should not be cooking like that in a professional kitchen. She said it nicely. She's from Jersey, so she said, from a Jersey girl to a Jersey boy, she kind of set me straight. Wiley Dufresne didn't like it either. Did you notice that I was a slob when we were on the show together?
No comment.
What else we got?
Yeah, you was great, man. You was in your zone. You was definitely in your zone.
All of us were. That was just an amazing show. Like, to go to a 3-person elimination, which, I don't know. I don't want to say I was shocked. I was just relieved that I was going to make it to the dessert round, because I thought I was going to be chopped. So I was just relieved.
First time in history, man. That is awesome. First time in history.
As Alex Cornicelli said, first time, only time. So I don't think they're going to let that happen again. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's get a couple more chopped questions. One other thing, Nick, I know you are you currently on your way toward, are you shooting any other shows, or are there any set that are airing that I could let our audience know about?
Yeah, please. So on Cooking Channel, the show is called Fire Masters, and it's Food Network Canada. They stream on Cooking Channel. So our first show airs April 22nd at 10 p.m. So it's going to be a great knockout, brawl out. The good thing about this show is you have to face a judge at the end. So if you make it to the end, you have to beat a judge. You get a lot of goodies from Canada, all that good stuff there. So it's going to be interesting about what's going to happen. If you guys can, please tune in.
All right, Nick, I want to thank you. Really want to thank you for coming aboard and doing this. I hope that we're going to continue to stay in touch. I owe you one of these days a trip to Mississippi. I want to see what you're doing down there, and I want to, I want to see the great things that you're up to. And like I said, I hope that we stay in touch. It was a pleasure talking to you again. It was a pleasure reminiscing about what was a really great time in our lives. It's always nice to talk about good memories. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Thank you. Hey, congratulations to the MS Society. I hope you guys get to 10,000 before the night ends.
All right, buddy. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When is it gonna come back? I gotta eat a scorpion, right? All right. Oh, we're back on? We're back on?
Yeah, what's so long?
Oh, I didn't. That was awkward. Sorry about that, guys. I thought we were off air, but again, it's live television, right? So, all right. So good news. We reached 5,000. We reached $5,000, which was our goal tonight. And in light of that, I have the scorpion here. The tail broke off. So I'm going to eat both parts of it. This looks like a scorpion covered in chocolate with a nice garnish of white chocolate going across of it. So let's give it a shot. It's crunchy. It's not as crunchy as the crickets. It feels like, there's a little bit more going on. It's not just shell, which I like. Gotta get a wine expert in here, what kind of wine they would pair scorpion with.
I just said eating.
Mezcal? Yeah. I get cherry notes, like. That's good. Again, I recommend scorpion. I've actually been sitting here while I was talking to Nick. I know you couldn't see what I was doing, but I was actually snacking on these larvae. These are good. They taste like cheese doodles. Remember something. Somewhere in the world, people eat that as part of their diet. So we don't want to make fun of other people's food that they eat, but bugs are a little weird, but they're good. All right. So we did a wonderful job. What's our current dollar amount? Do we have our current dollar amount? $5,150. That's a wonderful total, and I'm very excited to get there. I want to thank every one of you who donated. I want to thank every one of you who watched, whether or not you donated. It's important. The money is important, obviously. The MS Society uses it for some great things. But it's also important for the awareness for MS. I hope we taught you something about diet and how important that is to not only people with MS, but people with anybody, actually. Good diet's important to anybody. So I just want to really thank everybody for helping us raise some money, raise some awareness. Again, Dr. Pandey, my neurologist. Still weird that I hung out with my neurologist. Sue Krause, the nutritionist at the hospital, wonderful job. She really gave us I learned a lot about, why salmon is good. I always knew it was. And Lisa, again, Lisa, you were amazing. Thank you so much for all your work. Dana, I'd like to thank you. And Mike Gibney, who's a member of the trustees, who also played a major role in getting this thing together. And to all the ladies behind the scenes, I want to thank all of you. This whole thing has been a pleasure working with everybody. And so just thank everybody. And everybody have a good night.
Thank you.
where this went wrong, telling me to just move on, holding on to regrets we made. Now it's time